What is up, YouTube? What is up? Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm the Pew Pew Black Belt, aka Mr. X. And today we're going to be talking about Shadow Systems threaded on Compensator. Okay, we're going to be talking about the Compensator and then going to do a little bit of comparison, talk about how it's a lot different than a ported barrel. For any of you that think it is the same, it's not the same. Ported barrel is going to have a lot less felt recoil than the Compensator. But the Compensator does help. And then there's also other companies out there that make different compensators that actually do more. And that's right here, Tyrant. We're talking about this a little bit, but that's for a future video. I bought this Tyrant compensator to test out. This is all honest reviews. I paid for this with my own money. No, none of this is sent to me. I do it just to see how good the quality of the product is, just for you guys, for your guys' sake, before you go out and buy it and not like it. So with that being said, don't forget to subscribe down below. Join the Pew Pew family so we can all stay 2A strong together. And if you have any questions, don't ever hesitate to ask. I do my best, and I try to respond in a timely fashion. And if you think at any point in this video, please give me that thumbs up if you appreciate this video. But let's change the camera angle. Get down here, get a closer angle of what's going on here. Then we're going to go to the range, do some shooting. And yeah, hope you enjoy the video. Let's get to it. Let's take a deeper dive and talk about the thread-on compensator that Shadow Systems has made. And then just for a little bit of comparison, we're going to talk about this ported barrel, compare it to Shadow Systems compensated barrel. And there's a good look at what these guns both look like. And just so you're aware, this gun is from AIM Surplus. You can purchase this, assemble. You can get different parts. You can get different slides, different color combinations. And yeah, you can get ported barrels. Super awesome. Go check it out on aimsurplus.com. I'm not sponsored, but I just want to let you guys know if anyone's wondering about this Glock 19 clone. Super cool. And then here's the Shadow System. So this is significantly a lot cheaper than the Shadow Systems. I just wanted to build my own Glock. So that's what that is. The Shadow Systems MR920. I think what they did here, styling wise, they did a good job. It's nice and clean. It's not big and bulky. It doesn't look ugly. It looks like it belongs on the gun. They did a good job. You can see, like, it just looks nice. I think they did a really good job. They knocked it out of the park. So why do you want to get a compensator, or should you port your barrel? Should you get your slide milled out and ported out? So there's different advantages to one or the other. To get in the compensator, you're not losing that velocity that you would be losing with a ported barrel. So when you port your barrel, you're gonna start losing some velocity here about halfway on your ported barrel. The bullet will start moving slower because that's where all that felt recoil, you're losing that felt recoil because the gases are starting to escape. And that's going to slow the bullet down a little bit. Some guys say it's not really that big of a deal. Unless you're shooting longer distance, then it's going to become a bigger deal. But that's kind of the advantage and disadvantage of having a ported barrel. A compensated barrel, you're not losing any gases until they exit the barrel, which that hasn't changed. Okay? But when the gases exit the barrel on a compensated gun, it's going to redirect the gases. It's going to hit the barrel, so it's going to help slow it down from going back. It's going to help slow that down from popping back on you, which can mess up some ammo. So when you do get a compensator, you want to make sure you test out your carry ammo to make sure that your gun cycles with that, because now you just basically put a brake on. As the gases are leaving, they're going to hit that chamber inside there, and it's going to create a brake. It's going to slow everything down from popping back on you, which is going to help you with that felt recoil. And then also it's going to push down and push the gases up. As the gases are going up, it's going to push down a little bit on your barrel to help keep you better on target. So those are the advantages and disadvantages of compensated versus ported. But just remember, with either version of these, test your ammo. Test it out, especially whatever ammo you carry on a daily basis. Test. Make sure you test. Make sure your gun will run with that ammo, because it is changed now. As soon as you put the compensator on, you're changing the way the gun is going to start to function now, because you put that brake on there. It's going to slow everything down, so it's going to slow down the way the slide reciprocates. So just make sure you check all that out, okay? But now I'm pretty much ready to go to the range, but I figured some of y'all might want to know what I'm running here. Everyone's kind of curious at what people run on their guns. And if you're wondering how to put this on and take it off, yes, I will talk about that at the end of the video after the shooting part. But for the sake of everyone that maybe has already watched a video like that, or, you know, they don't need that part, I'm going to save it for the end. But, so I have the Holosun 507C, and this is the green, okay? And here's the box, okay? Anybody that needs, that wants to buy it, you can go check that out. I got a good deal. I got a buddy that can hook me up and get me some good deals for retail price on Holosuns. So you'll see a lot of Holosuns on my guns just for that reason. But I really like the Holosun optics. You can express your opinions. Leave a comment down below what you guys think. But and then on this gun, I have my cheaper Ride-On. This wasn't very expensive. You can get these really, really cheap. Here is the part number for that Ride-On. Super nice. It comes with an optic plate for, like, if you want one on an AR or Picatinny rail. So you have that option too with the Ride-On. It's big and bulky. I had a hard time finding a gun that I liked it for, and then I built this gun, and I think it looks okay on here. But otherwise, that's one of my biggest complaints with the Ride-On. It's really big and bulky and kind of looks ugly. And it's also not shake awake like the Holosun, so I don't like that feature. But you can control the brightness on the outside like the Holosun, and the battery is a top-loading battery. So negative on this one, how thick it is, and it's not shake awake. So another thing that I have on the table here is this Tyrant. So this is another compensator that I decided to buy, and I'm going to test out, and I bought their universal one. This is the universal compensator. I wanted to be able to test it on a couple different guns, so that's why I decided to get this compensator. And it kind of goes in like this. It has like this little chamber down here. You can see inside there. It has this like chamber which is supposed to help that pocket. You can kind of see it kind of looks kind of funny a little bit. But this little chamber here is supposed to help make this a little less, supposed to help mitigate more felt recoil with that little bit of a chamber, because you can see all the holes on this. It's a unique design. I'm really curious how it's going to work. I just got it, so it's pretty new. You can see it's all nice and shiny. I got this because I want to test it out on my Canic. But yeah, you just tighten it up, and then those ports, they just find their way on there, and it's going to direct the gases down in that chamber down there, and then also direct them up and out. But yeah, that's a cool compensator that I got now that I'm going to test out. Probably test it out on my Shadow Systems, and I'm going to test it out on my Canic. Just want to see how it performs. But enough for me talking here. Hope you guys enjoyed this layout of what's on the table. And let's get to some shooting. And then don't go running off right away. I'll show you how this comes off and on at the end of the shooting part of the video. Alrighty. And if you are going to leave, don't forget the subscribe button. Join the Pew Pew family and stay 2A strong together. Alrighty. Let's get to some shooting. you all enjoyed that shooting part of the video. You can see the gun is free and clear. Let's get to mounting that compensator. First things first, dry fire. Break the slide down. Let's slide it off here. Then you take the guide rod and spring assembly off. Take the thread protector off. Okay, and then in the box you're gonna get your Allen, and you don't need the O-ring. So if you have the O-ring on here, take the O-ring off. You do not need the O-ring. Now you can just thread this compensator back on. So you're gonna take some fit. It's gonna take a little bit of fitment issues. As you can tell, you're just gonna thread this on, and then you back it off just a little bit because you got to get that perfect fit. So thread it on. Okay, now it's getting tight, so we're gonna back it off just a hair. We're gonna see how it fits. What I used last time was a hollow. I used my Hollow Sun business card. You can use almost any business card, but I want to make sure that there's just a little bit underneath there, so you can see. Just in case it moves around, I want there to be just a little bit underneath. So now that you got it kind of fitted right, you can tighten her down. So. Snug one side down, and then go to the other side and snug it down. There is a torque spec for you, so if you have a torque wrench, just use the provided torque spec to tighten these down at. Otherwise, we're gonna go nice and slow. But before you tighten this all the way, I recommend you put the guide rod spring back on and reassemble the gun. So I just got it snug down there right now. Let's reassemble the gun so we can make sure we get it exactly how we want it. So I just want to give a quick tip. When you take this on and off, because in order to disassemble the slide and take the barrel off, you disassemble this. I don't know if it happened to you the first time you took this on or off, but this compensator, if you just wiggle it a little bit, the guide rod assembly here, the spring and guide rod assembly, if it's not lined up perfectly, you won't be able to rack the slide back. It'll get stuck and jam up on you. So make sure if that is happening, just give this a little bit of a twist and square it up so that way everything's aligned properly, and then that's pretty much it. But when you tighten up these screws here, and if you do use a torque wrench, use the same thing, but you just start from one side and then snug them up, okay, and go to the other side and snug them up, and then go back and forth really slowly. Just keep tightening it up. So the reason why you want to go slowly back and forth when you're tightening is because it's on inside here, the piece that tightens this, there's grooves on both sides. So if you tighten one side more than the other, it's going to like over torque it on one side, so you won't get a nice tight fit onto the threaded barrel part. It'll be more pressure on one side, and then when you go to tighten this side, it's just going to be fighting itself. So then you could have like a little bit of an air gap. And with my mechanical background, whenever you're torquing anything, even like your wheels on your car, you always go in like a star pattern, and you always try to distribute the same amount of pressure evenly and try to go back and forth. You don't want to tighten one side more than the other too quickly, because you'll have that same effect with anything in life that you're tightening. So just keep that in mind, and you'll do good. And I haven't had any issues just using the little Allen and just snugging them down that same way. This isn't coming loose on me. I've been checking. It's been holding up good. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful. And I recommend this compensator 100%. But other than this video is over. Hope you join the family so we can all stay 2 years strong together. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up on your way out. Otherwise, I'll see you at the next video. Pew, 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 pew.